Hi folks, HR Funk here with a brand new midweek update, and in this midweek update I'm going to do a new product review, and I'm going to be talking about my brand new MidwayUSA Pro Tactical Rifle Case Shooting Mat. Now, most of you might be saying at this point, what's to get excited about with a rifle case or a shooting mat? Well, this case actually has a lot of different features, and I'm going to go over those. There are a lot of very handy things for someone who's going to be using it both as a rifle case and as a shooting mat. So let's take a closer look. Now, I should probably start off this review by saying this is not the first combination rifle case and shooting mat that's ever been offered by any manufacturer. In fact, I've seen several of these from different sources over the years, but this one does have some features that are a little bit different from some of the other ones that I've seen, and a few nice extras, and I'm going to try to cover those as I review the case. And I'm going to start on the outside of the case and work my way inside. First, on the outside of the case, as you can see, are these two large storage pockets. These are good for ammunition, for any other kind of gear you want to put in there. You could probably fit a small spotting scope in here or a pair of binoculars, but they are large and they have plenty of space for anything you might want to carry with you in the case, but not actually put inside the case. Also, more or less hidden, is a Velcro compartment right here underneath the handles, and inside this there are 4 steel stakes, and I'll show you what those stakes are for as we open the case up and start to deploy it as a shooting mat. The back side of the case, as you can see, is reinforced with nylon webbing, so if you were going to use this in the capacity of a drag bag, you've got a little bit more reinforcement back there for that. Also, on the back of the case, there is another Velcro compartment, and inside that is stowed a pair of shoulder straps. And if you've ever traipsed up and down a range or anywhere else with your rifle and you have a lot of other gear to carry in your hands, you know that having shoulder straps that you can deploy and actually shoulder your rifle case is very handy. I have this feature on some of my other cases, and it always helps out when I have those situations that I just got a little bit more to carry than I have hands for at that given time. So that's pretty much it for the back of the case. A couple of more things that I want to talk about on the outside are the handles themselves. Very heavy duty nylon handles, sewn and stitched very well into the case itself. There are 4, and let me turn it back around, nylon straps that buckle across the top of the case to help keep it secured. And there is a heavy-duty zipper inside, and all the zippers on this case, the zippers around the 2 big pockets in the front and the zipper, the main zipper to open up the case, are very heavy-duty, and even the pulls have these rubber coverings in order to get a hold of and reinforce those a little bit. The zippers work very nice and they're very smooth. So the quality of this case is pretty much evident from the first time you start to open it up and take a look at it. Now I'm going to start to move inside, and there's another Velcro wrap around the handles. And as we start to open this up, you'll notice that there is room really for more than one rifle in here. If I wanted to, I could probably put one rifle on this side and another rifle here. And this center divider also is padded to give an extra layer of protection to whatever firearms or other equipment that you might have inside the case as you're carrying it. And now as I open it up, I'm going to move the camera closer so you can see a little bit better, and I'll talk about some of the features inside the case and some of the features when you start to use it as a shooting mat. So now that the case is opened up, you can start to see some of the features that are inside. There is MOLLE webbing on both sides of the inside. There's also a flap that you might have seen me unfold before, that when you're using this as a shooting mat, this gives you a little bit more room for your legs and your knees to be off the end of the mat. There are 2 nylon Velcro tie down to secure your rifle to the inside of the mat. or the inside of the case rather. And there's also a pouch at the very front for the muzzle of your rifle, so it holds your rifle very securely while you're moving around with it inside the case. And I'm going to start to move the rifle out of here. Which releases very easily. And I'll set it off to the side for now. And as we move up toward the front, there are two large zipper compartments that are just right for storing something like a magazine or a rifle data book. There's also Velcro material on the outside of these pockets, and you can see I've got a cartridge carrier that's attached to this one, and you can put any kind of Velcro items you want to on here. This is the soft Velcro, so you would need the hook part to hold on to that. There's a zippered pouch here that's perfectly sized for a pair of shooting glasses. You could also put a cell phone in there, or any other piece of small gear, maybe even a pair of small folding binoculars would go inside there. There is a compartment for a cleaning rod. I don't have one in here, but you could slip a cleaning rod right down in through there and have that available to you inside your case. This area is a simulated leather, or synthetic leather probably, and I think this is intended to help keep your elbows from sliding if you're shooting in a prone position here. And one of the things that you can't see readily when you first look at the case, and I'll start to pull it out here, then I'll probably have to move the camera to show you a little bit better how it works, is this Velcro compartment at the very front. And inside, and this is kind of ingenious, are these two straps that secure to the case, and it's adjustable. You can make this longer or shorter. And this is intended to hold the legs of your bipod, so when you load your bipod, you don't have to worry about the legs slipping. And again, I'll set it up with the rifle and let you take a look at what that looks like when we have it all set up. And I now have the rifle set up with those straps on the legs of the bipod. And you can see I can load this thing with as much pressure as I want to, and those legs aren't going anywhere. I'm pushing on this just about as hard as I can from a prone position, and nothing's moving. So that's a nice feature when you get into position, especially if it's somewhere that you're going to be for a while. If you're out varmint hunting or something like that, and you've got a good place and you've got everything set up, you can put your rifle in there, and when you see a target, just simply load that up, get your sight picture, and squeeze the trigger. And the last thing I'll mention are the loops at all four corners of the mat when it's deployed. One back here on the back flap on each corner, and on the front corner on each side. And if you remember those metal stakes that I showed you at the beginning of the video that are in that Velcro compartment right underneath the handles, those are used to stake your mat down. So again, if you're somewhere that it's windy, and especially if this part back here is wanting to blow and flap around, you can stake that thing down. You can stake the whole mat down so it's not going to move at all while you're in position. So if you have a nice shady place like this under a tree, you want to stake your mat down, put your rifle bipod in the straps there at the front. You could almost take a nap there while you're waiting for your shooting opportunity to come around, wake up long enough to shoot, hit your target, and then go back to taking your nap. Now, in terms of cost, the Midway Pro Tactical Rifle Case Shooting Mat is a little bit more expensive than what you would normally associate with either a rifle case or a shooting mat. But when you consider this is both of those items rolled into one convenient package with all of these features, I think it puts the price a little bit more in perspective. I paid about $150 for this mat when I ordered it just a week or so ago. I've used it so far one time out in the field, and if you watch close in one of my other videos, you'll see that I'm using this mat. And so far I really like it. It's a heavy-duty item. It has a lot of those features that I think are very convenient. And so far, I don't feel like I've overpaid for it. And that's the midweek update for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments, as always, make sure you forward those to me. Remember, if you order anything from Optics Planet, be sure to use my discount code, which is... And if you use that discount code, it's good for 5% off anything you purchase from Optics Planet. See you next time, folks. And until then, good shooting. Bye-bye. Now I'm off to the range.